Battle through the heavens, Grand World. Chapter 189 Join Forces. This was the only passage in the entire underground tomb, and Xiao Yan wasn't worried about losing a few people. Along the way, he saw a few drops of blood on the ground. It seemed like someone had been injured by the medicine pill mechanism. However, the strength of these people was still somewhat out of Xiao Yan's expectations. Under such circumstances, there was only one person who had died. In the tomb of this Emperor Cultivation Warrior. Wasn't it too simple? While Xiao Yan was deep in thought, he suddenly frowned and stopped moving. His eyes were fixed on the corner not far away. There was an undetectable black shadow wriggling there. Narrowing his eyes, Xiao Yan held the blue flame ruler in his hand and slowly pointed it in front of him. He said with a cold smile, "You are a dignified monarch emperor level expert. Is there a need for you to sneak attack me here?" Hearing this, the black shadow let out a soft laugh. He walked out from the shadow at the corner, revealing a fat body. It was Cao Ying, who was walking in front of Xiao Yan. "This little guy's senses are pretty good. My stealth skill is one of the best in Black Sand Castle. I didn't expect to be discovered by a monarch spirit like you." Cao Ying looked at the young man in front of him. His fat face was full of smiles, but his eyes were shining with a strange light. "How did you find me?" Seeing that Cao Ying had no intention of fighting, Xiao Yan also withdrew his blue flame ruler. However, he didn't dare to lower his guard. His eyes were fixed on the young man. If it wasn't for his soul power sensing the abnormality just now, he really wouldn't have found this old man. "I should ask you this. Previously, when Su Chong was up there, he used the bead to check the surroundings. There wasn't a single person in the surrounding dozens of miles. Little guy, how did you find it?" Cao Ying still had a smile on his face. The fat on his fat face was squeezed to the point that it almost covered his eyes. The only remaining guard was nowhere to be seen. Seeing that Xiao Yan was only smiling coldly, Cao Ying chuckled and said, "It's fine if you don't want to say it. I don't think you are from Lao family or Mu Lin." After a pause, without waiting for Xiao Yan's reply, Cao Ying continued, "I don't think that's possible. Given their personalities, they would rather only they knew about this treasure and ask them to tell them about it. It was absolutely impossible for the others to know about it. No matter how you found it, a mere monarch spirit has some strength to be able to reach this place." After saying that, Cao Ying looked into Xiao Yan's eyes. His small eyes, which had been squeezed by the fat until there was no place left, sparkled with a strange luster. He said slowly, "Why don't we join forces? How about it? Join hands." Xiao Yan was slightly stunned when he heard these two words. After that, he sneered and said, "What do you mean? I'm just a monarch spirit, including you. There are a total of 5 monarch emperor level experts in here. Even if we work together, we won't be able to change anything." Cao Ying shook his head and said, "You have overestimated them. When the treasure is found, it will be a real war. Humans are evil, and it's even more so here. Everyone has the idea of dominating this place. Once the battle starts, everyone will try their best. If they can bring one more helper with them, they will have a higher chance of winning." Cao Ying pursed his lips and said, "In terms of strength, if we work together, we will definitely be the last fishermen, and we will kill all of them here." At the end of his words, the smile on Cao Ying's face seemed to have turned into a grim smile that belonged to the god of death. When he mentioned killing them, he didn't hesitate at all. Xiao Yan chuckled when he heard that. He stared at Cao Ying and said, "Being a fisherman is also what I thought. However, in your plan, I can't be one of your chess pieces, right?" Cao Ying laughed and said, "Little brother and I don't know each other, and we don't have anything to do with you. Why would I want to harm you? After we take the treasure, we'll go our separate ways. What do you think?" Xiao Yan didn't say anything when he heard this, but he was laughing coldly in his heart. Did he really think that he was some young brat who had yet to experience the world? No benefits involved. What kind of joke was this? In the face of an Emperor Cultivation Warrior's treasure, besides him, the rest of them were his enemies. This was the biggest benefit involved. This damn fatty was obviously lying through his teeth. While thinking this in his heart, Xiao Yan let out a soft laugh on the surface and said, "Since that's the case, we might as well join forces. However, I will hide in the dark and wait for the last moment to attack. As for dealing with them, I will have to trouble you, my lord." After all, stabbing someone in the back is truly frightening. Hearing Xiao Yan's words, an undetectable joy flashed across Cao Ying's eyes. He immediately said, "That's of course. Little brother, just follow me quietly. When the time comes, you must act decisively." He cupped his hands towards Xiao Yan. Cao Ying's fat face was filled with a smile. After which, he turned around and walked forward. Xiao Yan frowned and asked curiously, "You haven't told me how you found me." Cao Ying stopped moving. He chuckled and said, "That guard of mine has my seal on him. Even if he dies, that seal will not disappear. Earlier, I sensed that the sigil had suddenly disappeared, so I guessed that there might be someone following it. That's why I'm waiting here." With a simple and honest smile, Cao Ying's figure quickly disappeared from Xiao Yan's line of sight. Each of these things is more sensitive than the other. Muttering softly, Xiao Yan did not dare to be neglectful. A middle period of alien stage's soul power surged out from between his eyebrows without any reservation, and he was able to sense the surrounding situation. If it wasn't for the fact that he didn't detect Cao Ying's location in time, he would have been able to tell that Cao Ying was a cruel man with a simple and honest smile on his face. Hong Long. Xiao Yan knew that he wouldn't be able to dodge the sneak attack of a monarch emperor. Under the senses of an alien realm's soul, Xiao Yan and Cao Ying maintained the same distance. They followed at a moderate pace. No one knew where this winding passage led to, and the dangers ahead were unknown. With these monarch emperor level experts opening the way, it would undoubtedly save Xiao Yan a lot of trouble. Are there no more traps? After walking for an unknown period of time, when Su Chong and Cao Ying carefully walked to the end of the passage, a huge stone cave suddenly appeared in front of them. The stone cave was extremely spacious, enough to accommodate hundreds of people. In the middle of the stone cave, there was a stone platform with a huge cauldron sitting on it. The cauldron was light black in color, and the patterns on it seemed to be carved out of blood. The hidden dragon gave a long roar, and the phoenix danced in the sky. The tiger roar valley was full of lifelike creatures, as if they were real. Even though Su Chong wasn't an alchemist, he could still see the value of the cauldron in the cave with a single glance. The carvings on it were vivid and lifelike, and a deep light flashed. Although it had been 10,000 years, it was still as bright as before. While Su Chong was staring at the huge cauldron, Chen Rong, who was standing beside him, shifted his gaze to the few brocade boxes beside the cauldron. Both of their eyes were shining with greed. This is where the treasure of an emperor cultivation warrior is hidden. Su Chong took a deep breath. The shock in his eyes gradually dissipated, and he began to plan in his heart. Chen Rong, who was standing beside him, wasn't stupid. He didn't rashly step into the treasure, and just like Su Chong, he was thinking of the most feasible way. At the same time, the origin monarch ki in their bodies were roaring crazily. Under the vibration of the origin chains, large amounts of pure origin monarch ki were emitted from their meridians and gathered in all parts of their bodies to prevent any accidents. The battle had begun here. Chapter end. Hi guys, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.